Kalei. That's the winning name. So thank you to Anvita Sinya 1770. So at Anvita Sinya 1770, who suggested the name should be actually Kaleidos from Kaleidoscope. But I think it is a really good suggestion. But I think I will actually name the Gnome Kalei. So Kalei is a Hawaiian gnome with the rainbow hat. So there you go, Kalei. Thank you again. Congratulations. I will place an Instagram account that you can message me directly through the Instagram account. I will actually create an Instagram account for this podcast. So I will edit, post, recording the Instagram for this podcast. Yeah, I think I decided to disconnect my personal Instagram from the podcast. So yeah, congratulations again, and welcome back everyone to episode, I think 14. I will check and I will definitely put during the edit. And what's new? So 2 weeks. Well, this is new. I decided to try bringing up the microphone. Basically just stacking a lot of books and just put the microphone on top of the books instead of buying another instrument. One thing that I will try here in this episode, I will while I'm talking throughout this episode, I will continue darning or mending my sock. And why is that? Because it's connected to what the finished object that I will show today. So I guess I can join between the two parts of the episode, which is the finish or the working what do you call work in progress, and also the sharing the tips by showing you how I do my sock mending. Basically, whenever I have my hand knitted socks that have holes on them, I mend them by doing what do you call anyway, I mend them, visibly mending them. So if you would like to join me in mending your sock while you listen to this episode, you can go ahead and prepare all the materials that you will need for mending. Or if you already know how to mend, find your hand knitted sock that has holes on them and let's work on it. Why not? Why don't we? So what you will need is you will need this mushroom mending tool, and if you haven't used this before, I will show you how to use it. You might not need it if your sock, the holes on your socks are not too big, but it helps to ergonomically work on mending the socks. And you can get it in any yarn store, and you just need a darning needle, some darning needle, and I suggest you have multiple colors of leftover yarns that you have, preferably. Well, the one that I have been working on, they're fingering socks, and also actually fingering DK and worsted socks. What I will work on today is worsted house socks. So I have a heavy DK, so these are the color with the rainbow color. They're heavy DK. So I will be using those. So before we start the darning, I will let you know what I will be talking about, and then I will start darning my sock while I continue the episode. So I will let this Calais to stand on the podium while I'm talking. And yeah, so okay. I will talk about, finished objects. I have two finished objects. Since my hands will be working, I will be working on the mending. I'm not going to show, with like here, all the objects. I will just put, like some images, post edit, like post recording and the editing of what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, I will just start working on mending my sock. All right. So so I will start with my finished objects, and then I will go over my work in progress, and I will also cover the Vogue Knitting Live that happened. Actually, it's still happening today, but I went there on Friday. I'll also share some video footage of my journey, or when I visited Vogue Knitting Live, and that's it. So all right, let's just get into the mending. So I will place another video here of my me mending my sock. So all right, so the first thing is the first finished object. I call it a finished object even though it is a finished mending. So the first one is I have this DK sock. So this is using Always Be Kind yarn by Laura. So you see this, there are two different colorway. The first one is the Bear Pride flag colorway and the rainbow colorway. And the base here is just a brown, and I call it a finished object because this one had a big hole on it, and I decided to mend it. So I finished mending it, as you can see here. It's really nice, and I was using this like fingering yarn left over of the sock that I just finished last week, which is a Santa suit colorway. If you go back to the previous episode. Anyway, I'll show you how I do this on another sock. So this is the first finished object that I have. The second finished object that I have is the hat that I'm using right here. So meanwhile, I will start working on the mending of this other sock. So meanwhile, this hat, it's actually a rework of a previous hat or a previous finished object. So basically, I knitted a cable hat using a Mayak yarn. But when I wore it, I realized that I don't really enjoy cabled hat, wearing cabled hat. Like I really like hat to be just simple on, and I like it above my ears. So as you can see here, this is just stockinette all the way. It's actually, there's an actual 2-inch ribbing, but as the way I wear my hat, I really fold it the edge all the way up above my ear, right, like this, just like a fisherman hat. And I really like how stockinette, like how simple stockinette stitch is as a hat for me. So what I did was I ripped that cable hat. I can put a picture of the finished cable hat that I think I wore to watch a ballet last November. Yeah, I think the Nutcracker. And then, like, when I got back from vacation this year, I just, like, ripped it apart. And then, last week I just knit it, and it only took like one night to knit this thing. This is a DK. I think it's 100 grams of the Mayak fiber. And here we go. So that's the second finished object. Now going into the work in progress, if you go back to this mending video, I have another sock that is actually a my own design. It's a color work sock. So it is, I call it a pucuk robung because this is a motif from Sumatra, Indonesia. Pucuk robung, it's basically the initial stage of a bamboo plant. So that is just indicating that plant stage of bamboo, or initial stage of bamboo. But anyway, this one has really huge hole. As you can see, it's almost half the foot. Like, I guess if you have like socks that you really love and you don't want to throw it away, maybe you definitely try to mend it, but try not to let the sock to have like hole like too big, because I don't know, it looks nice, but this is a house sock anyway. It's kind of like slipper, because it's worsted anyway. So this one, I finished that hole, but there's still so many holes in this one. So that's what I will work on. So for this episode, I'll just work. So there's this guy right here and also this guy right here. So I will work on this one right here. So let's do that. So what I do is, you see how you have a line of stockinette. So the first thing is you want to, so wherever you have the hole, you want to make like a square around the hole with your yarn, excess yarn. So you want to make a square. So you start anywhere outside of the hole. So you can see here. So the hole, actually there's hole here, so all the way up here that I will do. And then actually, let's start again. I will, usually the way I do it is I just go from anywhere and then anywhere on the sock, and then just go straight up and then go out to the next stitch. Okay, so that's your first line, you see. So I just went straight up, go to the next stitch, and then I went back to the same stitch where I started, and then go to the next stitch for the next line. And then you do this over and over until you have your square. And this is where um mushroom, you know, darning could help. And actually, this will work better if you have like a rubber to keep it in place, but you can also just hold it with your hand. So you see now how everything is really clear where you need to go. So I'll just continue making the square. So anyway, the other thing that I was talking about earlier that I will talk about is Vogue Knitting Live. So Vogue Knitting Live, New York City, occurs every January, and the location is in Marriott Marquis and Times Square. I mean, if you ask people who are, are from New York or who knows the area, this is not the most like convenient area for either an event or anything, because it's really crowded with people, it's Times Square, so it's really crowded with people. And to get to the hotel, you have to fight your way around the people in Times Square. Basically, that's the only thing. But this is actually my second time visiting or joining or going to Vogue Knitting Live, but I only go to the marketplace. I don't really go, I haven't taken any or go to like a fashion show or anything because I can only go Friday night because I have like the main the biggest the main part of Vogue Knitting, I feel like on Saturday, and I always have something to do Saturday, so I went skiing, which I would talk about also here. But anyway, I was able to go Friday night between 6 to 8 and after work, and yeah, so that was nice. I will also place some video of me visiting Vogue Knitting Live. But anyway, when I was in Vogue Knitting Live, I was wearing this shawl, but and a couple of people asked me, who was the designer. So this is actually Cheryl Faust design. It's called Into the Echo, and I made it using a couple of yarn, which I forgot, but one of the yarn that I really love is a yarn by the Less Traveled yarn, and the colorway is Belladonna, which is it looks like gray, like you see this diamond thing, so not the black one, but like it looks like gray, but it's actually like a really soft pink, mauvey pink. If you just Google Belladonna Less Traveled yarn, but just when you combine it with black and also this light blue, it just become like neutral, and I just love how the color combination happens. Like I did not really, what do you call, like plan it, because I have no idea about color combination. I just saw how beautiful that pink is, and I thought how the saturation of the pink can actually go with the, you know, like the light blue and the black. So that's what happened. Anyway, so yeah, I will play some video of me in the Vogue Knitting. I did not really buy a lot of things. I pretty much so went to the marketplace, see who is in there, you know, like vending, and you know, meet a couple of people that I already know who are from New York or around New York. I met Nancy from Nitty City. Nancy is getting pearly with it from on Instagram. I'll put a picture. Hopefully Nancy doesn't mind. And then I also met a couple of people from what do you call yarn shop in Jersey. So there was Christine from Balzac Fiber in Asbury Park. Hi, Christine. Anyway, yeah. So, and the only thing I purchased were a couple of ergonomic carbon double pointed needle. I'll put some pictures or a picture here. Yeah. So and then I did not go back Saturday because, as I mentioned, I went skiing. And yeah, so yesterday I went skiing. I wore my the Santa suit colorway sock, and I went with my friend skiing. And one year I knitted a sock for my friend. It's a DK sock. It's a wool sock using the Always Be Kind yarn, and he actually wore that through to the skiing. So I took a picture of, you know, the sock that he's wearing when we were what do you call, like sizing up or getting our ski boots put on. Anyway, it was a nice skiing event. It's not the best skiing condition, as I will also put a what do you call, like a video here. As you can see, there are a lot of like grassy area, because, you know, it was snowing a lot the week before, but the day we went yesterday, it was a lot of rain the night before. So it was really patchy, meaning, you know, there are a lot of like a grassy area. And yeah, what else? I'll place the video here. So, but anyway, it was nice. And what else? And then so I was wearing this hat, and again, this is baby yak or my yak fiber DK. It is so warm, and also yesterday it went down to only like maybe 39 or so, or 35 over there. So it was not really that you know, that cold. So it was enjoyable on the slope. Anyway, what else that happened? So I have, as I mentioned, I have finished the sock. I mended a couple of socks, and I don't know why I'm nervous talking today. I don't know what's happening. Maybe this is something. Oh, this is that. No wonder this is something new that I'm like. It's kind of nervous, like working in front of people and trying to get a new get it good. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, hopefully you're enjoying your mending. If not, if you're not mending, maybe you just work on your project and just continue any progress on your project while you're, listening to this episode. Anyway, so skiing, Vogue knitting. I think that's it. I think so. I think that's it that I have to say. Maybe it will need another 14 minutes for me to finish this mending. It is not the best mending work I've ever done, but it is what it is, you guys. Also, whew, that was not a good one, but it's okay. Sorry, you guys, this is not the best, but I was gonna say, so this is called the Swiss darning technique. So basically it is, like as you can see, what I've been doing is kind of like doing a duplicate stitch, and you do duplicate stitch on your initial square that I was talking about earlier with the what do you call it, with the white yarn. Now, as you can see, as I go along, I'm just duplicate stitching onto that previous, established lines on the squares of the white yarn. So basically this red yarn is just duplicate stitching on the white yarn. So it's almost done, as you can see. I'm not doing the best job here. I guess I'm being nervous. This is real entertainment, y'all. No editing here. So I take the critique when you see this video saying, hey, you can work on your mending technique, and I'll be like, yes, definitely, I do need to work on it to make it better, but hey, at least I will have my sock back, without the holes, if I finish this. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else, and I'm almost done with this mending. I'll show you and after this line what it looks like as a whole, as a unit. Not, you know what I'm trying to say. after I cover the hole from a heavy use. Anyway, let me show you. So if I do a better job, this will be a better mended condition. Let me see. So you see, if I almost finished with this hole right here, you know, not the best condition, or not the best looking, but you get the idea. Anyway, thank you. I'll see you next time. I figured out every 2 weeks will be the best frequency. Until then, be brave, be extra, knit what you want and love what you knit, and I'll see you. Bye.